Friday. Hope you're all having a wonderful week. Hope you've had a wonderful day. Today I'm going to talk about turmeric and why a lot of the things that we take is not giving us the result that we want. Okay, and this goes for pretty much every supplement that's out there. Now, you guys would have heard how amazing turmeric is. Now, turmeric and curcumin are the same thing. Curcumin is the active ingredient inside turmeric. Okay, turmeric's made up of a lot of different things. Curcumin is the magic ingredient, right? So, the curcumin is what makes turmeric have all the incredible anti-inflammatory, the joint support. It's great for your gut, it's great for your brain, it's great for your skin. It is like this golden child of the health world. But here's what people, or most people, don't know. If you're taking, whether you're taking turmeric naturally as the root and putting it in your food, or whether it's in the powder form, or whether it's in the supplements, which is just powder inside a little capsule, most of what you're taking is not actually doing anything. All right? Now, it's not your fault. It's how you're taking it. It's the form that you're taking it in. Now, turmeric is, and I'll go into this a little bit more in a second as to why that happens. And I'm going to show you how to fix it. And I'm going to give you a little demo to help demonstrate what I'm talking about as well, so that you can see it. I like to see things, okay? And if it's something that you're interested in later, I'll show you how you can, where you can get what I actually use. Because the results that I've gotten and the results that the people close to me have gotten, especially my mum, if you have been following me, you would see on my Facebook page, I've got the story about my mum, how she was losing function of her hands because of chronic inflammation, and how just 3 months she got full function of her hands back again. All right. So if you're serious about reducing your inflammation or supporting your joints or anything to do with your health, if you're looking for something that is very simple and very effective, stay tuned. Okay. All right. So what I was talking about before was curcumin. So curcumin is the active ingredient inside turmeric. Curcumin is the thing that causes the anti-inflammatory, antioxidant health benefits. Okay, so it helps relieve joint pain and stiffness. As we get older, it seems to get worse, right? We start using our joints as barometers for the weather. So curcumin helps with that. It improves your digestion. A lot of the stuff that happens that goes wrong with our body is because we've got an unhealthy gut, and we get things like leaky gut, where the stuff that's meant to stay within the digestive system gets out through the walls because your gut is leaking, gets into your bloodstream, you've got toxins in your body, gets up into your brain. It does lots of yucky stuff. It also, an unhealthy gut is also linked to bad breath. So if you've got really bad breath and you haven't been able to find something to help it, work on your gut, okay? Don't just mask it with, whatever the mouthwashes and things like that. You need to work on your gut. Curcumin also supports brain health. It helps with your mood. It strengthens your immunity. It improves your skin, and it improves your metabolic health as well. It truly is this miracle plant. It's incredible. And scientists have always known that it is incredible. They do their research in their little petri dishes and stuff, and they can see all of these benefits. However, when they then transfer that into trying to do the studies within the human body, they find that we're not getting the benefits. And the reason for that is because your body can't actually absorb the curcumin easily. Okay? And that is the whole problem. So pretty much everything that is wrong with our body, pretty much everything that's wrong with us, is caused by chronic inflammation. Chronic meaning that it's been able to build up. We need inflammation in our body. So, when you get something, a splinter in your finger, your body just rushes to that area to get rid of that foreign body, okay? So inflammation is good in that sense. When it gets to be chronic inflammation, that's when it starts to do lots of bad things to our body. And if you go back and look at pretty much every single disease or thing that's wrong with us when it comes to arthritis, autoimmune diseases, heart disease, brain fog, if you find it hard to lose weight, if you're always tired all the time, you can link it back to chronic inflammation being the root cause of these things. Okay, so a lot of what we consume causes chronic inflammation. So it's all the processed food that we eat. It's our poor gut health because of that. It's the stress that we have on a daily basis, extended periods of stress where, we're stressed over things that are not causing us physical danger, but our body is still putting us into that fight and flight mode. So it's flooding our system with the cortisol and the adrenaline and this big cocktail of chemicals that causes the stress to stay in our body, and that adds to the inflammation as well. There's all the environmental toxins. There's so much that cause the chronic inflammation, okay? And a lot of what we do is we try to work on the symptoms, okay? So if we've got if we've got a sore elbow, we'll get a little bit of, what's that stuff they use, deep heat or something, or we'll rub something on it to try and help it, or we'll go to the physio, or we'll put a strap on it to support it. So we're trying to treat the symptom without treating the root. And if you imagine like a tree, you've got the roots, you've got the trunk, you've got the branches. When we're treating the symptom, it's like we're just clipping off the branches and then we're leaving the root in place. And this is why the branches grow back. The pain comes back. The symptoms come back. Okay? So treating the root, which is the inflammation, is really key. And I'm going to tell you more about how you can do that really easily in a moment. I just want to go back to why curcumin is so hard to be absorbed. Okay, so as I said before, curcumin is the active ingredient inside turmeric. It's the magic part of the turmeric. It has a very low bioavailability. Just simply means our body finds it hard to absorb it because curcumin is a lipid. A lipid is just a fancy way of saying it's a fat. Now, if you go back to your grade 9 biology, you'll know that fat and water don't mix. Okay, so this is why it doesn't get absorbed, because our body is on average about 60% water. Some some organs is the word I was looking for, and some different parts of our body have higher water levels. On average, we're about 60% water. So curcumin's a fat. We are mostly water. Water and oil, water and fats don't mix, and this is why most of the supplements, not just curcumin, most of the things that we take don't get absorbed. We're taking it, which is awesome. Some is better than none, but the majority of it, about 1%, is absorbed, and the rest is just passing through you. So you guys would have heard where people talk about, they've got the most expensive urine in the world. And this is why we spend all this money on these supplements thinking that we're doing good for our body, and we are. However, the majority of it is just going through, and people aren't getting the results that they expect because of this. And then this is where we go, oh, well, what's the point of taking it? Okay. Now, there are some other solutions out there. There are people, some very clever people have figured out that adding pepper to black pepper to the turmeric helps boost absorption. It really boosts it by a lot. It's something like 2,000%. Okay, because it slows down the liver breakdown of the turmeric. So it has this massive spike in the absorption. However, it still doesn't stay in your body very long, okay? And just be careful, because black pepper, some people are allergic to it. If you have too much of it, it can actually affect your liver, and it can also interfere with if you've got medications that you're taking. Just be aware, and it can also irritate the gut as well. So just be careful if you're using black pepper. Listen to your body. Listen to your body, and it will tell you whether it's something that it likes or not. Okay. Some other things that people have discovered to help with the absorption is they use these little fat-based soluble carriers. Okay, it helps with the absorption, but it still doesn't stay in your body very long. And then there's the old, just have more of it, have more, have more, have more. Yes, more will mean more gets through. However, that's a very expensive way to do it. It's a little bit inefficient, and it can cause some upsets in your body as well. You've heard the stories about people who eat a lot of carrots and start to turn orange. Yeah, sort of same. So these things are better than nothing, but they're still not great. Okay, you're still kind of filling a little bit of a leaky bucket. So I want to show you what the solution that I found. And before I get into that, actually, let me just give you a demo of what I'm talking about with the non-absorption. Okay, so this is just turmeric. It's Woolies brand turmeric. It's the powder. You guys would have seen that before. So I've got 2 glasses of water here. Oop, let me go this way. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of the turmeric powder in this glass, and then we'll give it a little mix around. Okay, so you can see here, I didn't bring a paper towel. Anyway, you can see here you can't see through that. You can't see my hand behind that. That's the turmeric and the water, and you don't know if you can notice, but you can see all the little particles floating around. Now, as I'm going to pop this down for a second, and when I come back to it, you'll see that it has settled, and there's going to be this little sludge on the bottom. Okay, so let me just move this so I don't make a giant mess, because turmeric turns everything yellow as well. So that's what I mean where it doesn't mix. You can see it's starting to separate and get that sludge down the bottom. Now, some very clever people have discovered a way to help with that absorption. They've made it so that it is absorbed within 5 minutes, it's at a cellular level within 20 minutes, and it stays in your body for up to 24 hours. And you are actually able to absorb 98% of what you consume, which is massive. And this is where less is more because of that absorption. So what they've done is they've come up with these little drops. This one is the Turmeric Plus. It just has a little bit of ginger and vitamin D, vitamin C in it, as well as the curcumin. And so they've nanified it, which just means they've taken the curcumin out of the turmeric. Remember, the curcumin's the magic part. They've nanified it, which just means they've made it super, super tiny. You can see it's a liquid format, right? And they've wrapped it in this micelle casing that mimics what your body does naturally to aid in the absorption. That casing is eliminated as soon as it sort of comes into your body. It delivers it to the cell. It's eliminated in your urine, and the curcumin is staying in your system for up to 24 hours. So let me just show you what happens. So here's my second glass of water, and I'm going to pop a couple of little drops into the water. Okay, so you can see that it's in there, and I'm going to mix that around. And you can see how that has mixed beautifully. You can even see my face through that glass, all right? So that has mixed really, really well with the water. There's no little floaty particles. Nothing's going to be able to separate there. I think I can see a hair in that water, so that's a bit gross. But anyway, we won't drink that. And then if I bring up the other one, you can see here, now you're starting to be able to see through that water and look at the sediment in the bottom. This is really hard to get it to the thing. But see that sediment in the bottom? That is the turmeric. Okay, it has settled to the bottom. So if I then mix that up, it's like stirring up the mud in a puddle. Okay, So it's separating because fats and water do not mix. So in this format, in the drops, you can see how that mixes beautifully. So it gets into your body really, really easily, and it stays in your body for up to 24 hours. So what that means is that 10 drops of this is equivalent to eating 8 kilograms of turmeric. Remember, I said before, one of the other ways to get more in your body was to eat more, simply because of the absorption factor. So 10 drops of that is equal to eating 8 kilos of turmeric. It's equal to eating, consuming 27 of the curcumin tablets. Okay, and it's simply because of that absorption. So, bottom line, you can't heal your body if it isn't absorbing what you're giving it. Okay, you can't heal it if you're not working on the root cause. So if you have tried turmeric and you thought, didn't work, it's not the turmeric that has failed. The turmeric is amazing. It is the delivery system. Okay, just think of it like you can't put out a fire if you've got a leaky hose. You need something that's going to be more effective. So if you are interested, if this has piqued your interest and you're thinking, you know what, I've got all these things going on in my body, not feeling great, and remember, it's all manner of things. And if you want to, just go and do your own research. What's the relationship between inflammation and whatever it is, the symptom that you have, okay? Have a look and see. And if inflammation is the cause and you want to get to the root of the cause, give this a go. All right, it's only $85 for the curcumin one, $95 for the one with the little bit of ginger. They both do very similar things. Ginger's great if you tend to get an upset stomach. Okay, this little bottle, 10 drops a day, is going to last you for 1 month. All right, so that is incredibly affordable. And it's going to give you, more importantly, it's going to give you results. Now, depending on how much inflammation you have in your body, you may see really fast results. My mum, for example, she started to notice a difference within a couple of weeks. 3 months on this, she got full function of her hands again. Okay, and now she's just taking it as a maintenance sort of thing to keep the inflammation at bay. I take it every day as well because I don't want to, I'm more of a prevention is better than cure sort of person. I didn't think I had a lot of inflammation in my body. I started taking it because I wanted to know what it was doing. I'm not just going to sell something without trying it myself. And I took it for a month. And I thought, whatever, didn't really notice anything. Then I stopped taking it. And it was when I stopped taking it, I noticed that, this is hurting again. And my knees and my toes when I was walking up the stairs. We get used to some things. It's like, it's just a part of getting old. And it wasn't until I took it and then stopped taking it and all the stuff sort of started coming back that because the inflammation was still there, that's when I noticed I actually do have it. We all do. It's just at different degrees. And how much you have is going to depend on your symptoms, basically. It's going to depend on your lifestyle. You want to also look at your lifestyle. Don't keep taking, consuming all of these things that cause your body to be inflamed. It'll just slow down the progress. That's all it's going to do. So you want to look at what you're consuming. You want to look at your stress levels as well. Do things on a holistic level. This is going to help you in spades. So what I'll do is I'll pop the link to my shop in the comments if you'd like to have a go at it. Give yourself a good 3 months on it. And there are packages where you can buy 3 bottles and you don't have to pay for postage, okay? Give yourself a go on it, see what happens, and then decide. And if you love it, fantastic, keep on it. If you don't love it, that's okay. At least you know. All right. Okay, so I am going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have an incredible day. All right. Bye-bye.